Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. And today also we are going to discuss another important topic that is relevant for these days. Why? Because on 30th November, something is going to happen in Telangana. What is that? Elections. So we'll learn about the elections of 30th November also, as well as the elections which we are going to have in April and May. That is which election? In April and May we'll have central election, that is general election or Lok Sabha elections. So generally there are three types of elections where people vote directly. One is, just now you said, general elections to elect national government. The other is state, to elect state government. That is we are going to have 30th November. There is another kind of election where people vote directly. What is that election? No, local election. For us in Hyderabad, GHMC election. Suppose if you were living in a village, which elections that will be? Panchayat election. So to elect local government, that is Hyderabad, state government and central government. Right. So now we'll learn about how our election system works. Right. So these are the three elections where people directly vote, but there are some other elections where people don't vote directly. For example, any idea for which election? Yes, president election, to elect the president of India. People don't elect directly, but the representatives of people, that is MPs and MLAs, they will vote in president election, in vice president election, and council election, Rajya Sabha election. There are many elections, right? So there people don't vote directly, but the people's representatives vote. In a way, people are directly voting for that. Why? Because those voters are elected by you. So you are voting indirectly. So, but who conducts all these elections in India? Election Commission of India. Right, good. Election Commission of India is an autonomous body having many powers, administrative powers, judicial powers. Recently our police commissioner of Hyderabad changed. He is transferred by election commission. Whenever there are certain elections, and once the election schedule is announced, the dates of elections are announced, some powers automatically election commission gets, including the powers to transfer the officers. So recently Hyderabad had some important transfers. Why? Because they may think that one particular officer may support one particular candidate or government, especially government. So to not to have that officer in the setup, they transfer, right? The main objective of election commission is to conduct free and fair elections, right? What do you mean by free and fair elections? People should vote without any fear, without any allurement, right? So it is the responsibility of election commission, and election commission consists of three main persons. One is chief election commissioner, and two are election commissioners, right? It was not the same forever. This system is working since mid 90s. Before that, India's first elections were held in 1952. So from 1952 to 1990s, early 1990s, only one election commission used to be there, election commissioner. But something happened in 19 that changed everything, and now we have three election commissioners. What happened, that we'll talk about it in the time to come, like in this lecture, right? So election commission conducts elections, and our election commission was formed in 1950. Just now I said that first elections were held in 1952, but the election commission was formed in the year 1950 to conduct elections, right? So election system of our framers of constitution, our framers of constitution choose our system to be a parliamentary system. So here what is the difference between parliamentary system and presidential system? In some countries, president is directly elected by people, and their president is very powerful. In parliamentary system, parliament is supreme or more powerful than president, and we take collective decisions. So our framers choose India to be a parliamentary system, and once election uh, schedule is announced, there is a thing called code of conduct that will be immediately enforced. Now, what is code of conduct? Yes, code of conduct is the guidelines given by election commission for political parties and candidates to do something and not to do something. So what is code of conduct? Means code of conduct means once that code of conduct is enforced, so just using your common sense, can you tell me that we have elections on 30th November in Telangana? So code of conduct is enforced here or not? It is enforced or not? Now, any answers quickly? Yes or no? No, it is already enforced. Why? Because dates are already announced. Once election dates are announced, that is called as election schedule. So once election schedule is announced, automatically code of conduct is enforced. You might have seen some, policemen searching for vehicles and all. What are they searching for? They're searching for, if somebody is carrying, smuggling liquor or cash, right? So once the code of conduct is announced, government cannot announce any new scheme for people. Why? Because people may get influenced by that decision of the government, and they may vote in favor of that party. So once code of conduct is announced, government cannot announce any new scheme. And once code of conduct is enforced, there are many things political parties should do or should not do. In code of conduct, there are rules and regulations. What will be the timings of the campaign? For example, now after the announcement of election schedule, there'll be notification. Means once notification is issued, what is notification? Notification they will issue now, that what is the date where you can file your nominations. Means you are interested in fighting elections, you will go and you will file your submit your form. So once nominations are open, you can go to election commission office, like collector office or wherever the designated office, you have to fill the form. So in election schedule, the date of the nominations will be there, and last date when you can file the nominations, right? After that, scrutiny of the papers. Scrutiny means janch padtal. They will check whether whatever information you have given is correct, how you fill your form, some mistakes are there or not. So you need to take the expert advice before you file that application. So if they found any discrepancy in the form, they may reject your application. Scrutiny. After that, there will be a date wherein you can take back your name. Withdrawal of nomination. Withdrawal means taking back. I'm not interested. I file my papers, but I'm not interested now. Why? In which scenario it could happen? Because some may think that I may not win, or there will be some pressure from any quarter, any political party or something, or he may be a rebel candidate of the party and party convince him to take back his name. There could be various reasons, good or bad. So he can take the nomination back. After that, there will be a date until when you can campaign for the elections. Campaign means, campaign is a movement, is an effort to reach to voters, right? Now elections are there. Very soon you will see so many public meetings, so many rallies. That is nothing but campaign, right? So suppose 30th November is the date of our Telangana election. What will be the last date of campaign? 28th. 28th November will be the last date of campaign in Telangana, 5 o'clock. After that, no political party can take out a rally or can hold a public meeting, anything. And this comes under code of conduct, do's and don'ts of political party. And liquor shops will be closed before 48 hours before the polling. Liquor shops will be closed, and code of conduct also calls for candidates not to seek the vote on the basis of religion, language, caste, creed. But unfortunately, these rules are very good, but unfortunately, implementation is lacking. My personal understanding, because many political parties are there who seek votes on the basis of religion, directly or indirectly. It's a bad trend. Like, we should negate this trend. You vote any political party based on the performance of the party and candidate, not on the basis of religion, right? Remember, when you will vote after 3 years, you can remember this. So you understand code of conduct, right? Election Commission, we already discussed. Chief Election Commissioner is the head of all these activities. And who is the Chief Election Commissioner now? Very good. Rajiv Kumar is the Chief Election Commissioner of India now. And now, in our election system, so many changes, reforms are brought by this man, T.N. Session. Very nice man. He was very famous because of his actions. What he did was not liked by political parties and candidates of that time in 90s. As a result of his efforts, many changes were there in electoral system, reforms. All these things we talked about just now are good reforms brought by T.N. Session. Recently, I came across a news about the autobiography of T.N. Session. That the title of the autobiography is, Behind the Broken Mirror, From Behind the Broken Mirror. So he wrote a book also about his experiences. So what T.N. Session did was he brought so many good changes. As a result, they were not happy. As a result, all political parties thought that having only one man as election commissioner is very dangerous. So to cut his wings, they brought another 2 election commissioners. So from 90s, mid-90s, 3 election commissioners are there. So T.N. Session is credited in India for bringing so many electoral reforms, right? So what is quasi-judicial authority? Quasi means half. So election commission is having the power of some kind of judiciary. Judicial power it has. Means it can summon anybody if somebody is doing something. Like if somebody is asking vote on the basis of religion, so they can call that person and they can warn them, they can punish them, right? That is quasi-judicial authority, right? They have power like administrative powers and quasi-judicial powers also. So now political parties have different nature. For example, national party will be there, and regional party will be there, and unrecognized parties will be there. So you tell me 3 national parties names. BJP, Congress, Aam Aadmi Party. Very good. 3 national parties. Why they are national parties? No. They have presence in more than 4 states and they got sizable number of votes or percentage of vote. So you can start a political party, but immediately your party will not be a national party or a regional party or a recognized party, right? So national party example is Aam Aadmi Party, BJP and Congress. Why? Because they have their presence in more than 4 states and they won certain number of seats, or they got certain percentage of votes, like 4%, right? Or they won 7 seats in all these states. So that is the criteria to be called as a national party. Recently, some parties lost the status of national party. For example, CPI. CPI lost the status of national party and Aam Aadmi Party got the status of national party. So what is a regional party? Regional party is confined to only particular one state. So now you tell me which is the regional party in Telangana. BRS is a regional party, good. And any other? MIM is also a regional party, right? Okay, outside Telangana, can you name one regional party? Very good. Who said? Good. Shiv Sena is a regional party. In Tamil Nadu, DMK is a regional party, right? So these are, and now some parties are there which are not recognized parties. Who they are? Can you name one recognized? No, MIM is a regional party. Unrecognized parties, MBT, yes, MBT. So what is the difference between being a national party or a recognized party and unrecognized party? So if you are a recognized party like Congress, Aam Aadmi Party, MIM, BRS, BJP, so you will have a particular symbol every time. For example, the symbol of Congress party is hand. The symbol of KCR, car, right? Like recently, BJP's leader and Central Home Minister said something about car. The steering of the car is in the hand of OSC, right? So, because correct? No. Okay. That is there. And what is the symbol of MIM? Kite. Okay. So every time kite will be the symbol for MIM. Every time hand will be the symbol of Congress party. Every time Kamal lotus will be the BJP. But MBT will always have different symbols. Sometimes TV, sometimes two leaves, sometimes boy, sometimes bat. So there is no particular symbol for unrecognized parties. There are some candidates. There is a thing called independent candidate. What is that? Independent candidate. Suppose you want to fight election and no party is giving you a ticket on their behalf to fight the elections. Congress is not giving you, MIM is not giving you, but you want to fight elections. So you can fight as an independent candidate without being nominated by any party. You can fight elections, and that is called as independent candidate. And in our country and state, there were many instances where independent candidates won the election, but it's not very common. If that person is strong enough, stronger than all those parties in that particular area or constituency, he can fight and win. Otherwise, some people fight just to have their name on the voter list. That is also their, craze. I will fight elections, right? So these are the some of the types of candidates, independent candidate, and all. So, okay, now party symbols. Why we have this party symbols? Why we have party symbols? What is the need to be? Yes, yes. Do you still feel the need to have that? Yes. Right? So when in 1952 first elections were held, we have a good literacy rate now, but that time literacy rate was very low. So Election Commission of India for the first time in 1952 got this novel idea of identifying candidates and parties through symbols. Why? Because one person cannot read and write, but everybody can identify a lotus or a hand or a car. Everybody can identify. So that is a novel idea, and I don't think everywhere or in many countries this system is there, which we have. And in India we have universal adult franchise. What do you mean by universal adult franchise? Voting right to everyone above 18, boy, girl, man, woman, Hindu, Muslim, everybody, transgender, everybody, right? Voting right, and their voting value is same. That is also there. In some countries, like for example, till recently in Fiji, the voting value of Indian origin Fijian was less compared to the original inhabitant of Fiji. Suppose an Indian is voting there, an Indian whose forefathers migrated to Fiji. His voting right value is 1, for example. That the original Fijian vote value will be 2. Understand? So that was not universal adult franchise. Universal adult franchise is voting right for everyone, irrespective of gender, religion, caste, creed, color, and their value is also same. That is universal adult franchise. And India, when it announced first elections in 1952, ever since they are giving this, uh, you know, we gave universal adult franchise. Unlike some other countries, even in some European countries, women got voting right, after India gave. So first country who gave voting right to everyone, universal adult franchise, was Russia after revolution, after First World War, right? So, okay, what do you mean by polling? Polling means voting. Polling means voting. And then the study of this election is, any idea? The study of elections. I'll tell you. Okay. Earlier we used to vote on papers, ballot paper. Ballot means ballot means vote. So ballot means earlier we used to vote on one paper. So once election schedule is announced, once notification is announced, once candidates are finalized, so they will print. They used to print ballot paper. On that, name of the party, name of the candidate, symbol, all that was written, and we used to go to a polling booth or a voting booth, and we have to, after passing through some procedures, we used to put mark on our choicest candidate, right? But now ballot paper is not being used. What is being used? Electronic voting machine, EVM. Okay, I was telling about that the study of elections is called as psephology. Psephology means study of elections, right? Okay, so EVMs we are using now. So some people say EVMs are bad and all. Do you agree with it or not? I don't agree with it. I personally don't agree with it. What is your view? So it is being misused or it's okay? Good. Right. Okay. So, okay, what is VVPAT? VVPAT is a slip that is attached to electronic voting machine, and it is some people may claim that our vote is not being polled and all. So for that proof, so there is a slip that can be produced that can prove that you actually voted. So once you vote, once you press the EVM button, your vote will be registered and there can be a slip, right? So that record is VVPAT, right? And okay, what do you mean by postal ballot? Postal ballot. Postal means through post, right? Ballot means vote. Suppose anybody's mother or father is a government servant. Okay, Afia's mother or father? Afia's father is a government servant. So on election duty, in election commission, no permanent staff will be there. Well, definitely staff will be there, but to conduct elections in India where 80 crore voters are there, you need to have some temporary employees also. So during election time, all these government servants will be asked to be on the duty for election commission. So Afia's father will also be one such person. So that person, suppose where she lives? Moghalpura, that will come under Charminar constituency, for example. But his duty is there in Malakpet constituency. So from Malakpet, there will be special facility for people like him to vote from Malakpet to Moghalpura through post. That is ballot postal ballot, right? Understand? And that will be very important when election contest is very close. So then those votes will be counted and they have some great value. Okay, the reforms we already talked about. The changes for better, that was brought by TN session, and still nothing is perfect. We still need many reforms, because I personally feel that our democracy is better than many other countries, but it is not a perfect one. You think it's a perfect one? Right? Because we see so many things. Even now, we see that people misuse these rules and regulations. People use money. You might have heard that in election, every person is getting 5,000, 1,000, whatever. In some by-elections in Dobak or Huzurabad, they gave gold coin also. We heard these stories, and these stories are not totally untrue. This shows that there is still something lacking in our system and which we need to solve, right? So for that, we need more reforms, right? So it is good, but not perfect. So we need to be in pursuit of perfection every time, right? So we still need reforms. And what do you mean by returning officer? Returning officer, like what was the name of Chief Election Commissioner? Rajiv Kumar will not be there in every constituency, right? For elections. He is there, he is the head, but he cannot be there every time. For that, he needs some officers. So, the officer who heads the election in state is Chief Electoral Officer. Chief Electoral Officer, right? Under him, many returning officers will be there. And these, collectors and government officials, other higher bureaucrats will be, returning officers or chief electoral officer, a state electoral officer, right? So this is set up. Election Commission is there, chief election commissioners are there, and in states, electoral officers are there. In constituencies, returning officers are there, right? So this is very interesting, and I like this option very much. Nota. What is that nota? None of the above. In your question paper also, sometimes in multiple choices, three answers will be there, another one, none of the above. So same thing goes with elections. And this was not from the beginning. This was introduced, nota was introduced in the year 2013 on the direction of Supreme Court. Why? Because people may not like any candidate who is fighting. Understand? You understand? Suppose you go to on 30th November. Suppose I'm going. I'm finding that none of the candidate is up to my standard, for example, right? It can happen. So I have a choice to reject them all. None of the above. This shows that I'm not happy with our election system, because in our election system, mostly it was seen that either you are, I'm sorry to say, but I have a strong feeling that it is said that Indian democracy is for the people, by the people, of the people. But of late, it is being observed, and some of you may agree with me that Indian democracy is for the criminally rich, by the criminally rich, of the criminally rich. You agree with me or not? Okay, unfortunately, I feel it is true, and that's why we need more reforms. It is not perfect. We need more reform because there are certain elements who can manipulate our system. So we need reforms for that. So suppose I'm going there and I don't like all these candidates, so I have a choice to reject them all. But what will happen if Nota got more votes than any candidate? That will not happen. That never happened in the history of India, at least since 2013, ever since this Nota was introduced. Nota did not get highest number of votes ever. But suppose Nota got more votes, what will happen? So the candidate who is getting more who is close to Nota, he will be declared elected. Understand? But that is, you understand? Suppose 3 candidates are there. Okay, BJP, Congress, MIM, for example. But Nota got more than that, and BJP got second number of votes. So BJP will be elected. So some people may think that what is the use when Nota cannot win? At least if such results comes, some people, some parties, some officials will think that something is wrong with our system, and some people are not happy with the system. So we should change the kind of candidates we have. You know, in every time, once you file the nominations, you have to file the number of criminal cases you are facing. So that almost all candidates are having many criminal cases registered against them. This shows that such people are there in our electoral system. They are winning, they are becoming ministers, MLAs, MPs, and they have power. And talking about TN Sessions reforms, because of his reforms, two important things happened. That once a candidate, once a person is convicted for some crime and sentenced for 2 years, he cannot fight elections. Good reform, right? For example, recently, Rahul Gandhi was disqualified. Rahul Gandhi was sentenced for 2 years. So he was immediately disqualified from Lok Sabha, and he was immediately barred from contesting elections. But the higher court stayed that decision. So that case is still pending in higher courts, Supreme Court. So as a result, he is not banned as of now. He is again restored in Parliament, and he can fight the elections. And candidates, people can, fight elections at n number of seats, 10, 14, 15, 13, 12. But TN Session brought some reforms that says that one person cannot fight elections from more than 2 seats. Understand? Earlier, Indira Gandhi, that time, she could fight elections from n number of seats. But he put a restriction on that. You cannot fight from more than 2. Okay, do you know that anybody who fought elections from more than 2, like more than 1 seat, 2 seats? Even KCR, this time, Chief Minister is fighting from 2 seats, right? Gajwel and Siddipet, right? He is fighting from 2 seats. Rahul Gandhi in 2019 election fought from 2 seats. Amethi, that is his traditional constituency, and in South India, Kerala, Wayanad, right? So he won from 1 seat and lost from another. So any idea where from he won and where from he lost? Rahul Gandhi represents Parliament in which seat? Wayanad in Kerala. He lost from Amethi. Lost to a woman who was a TV actress, who is a minister now. Tulsi, her old time Tulsi, Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Thi. Smriti Irani. Right. Okay. So reforms are there, electoral nota. So we have many different types of election. We discussed general election. What is general election? General election means every 5 years the elections which are held to elect national government at center, that is general election, right? So every time after 5 years elections are held in state, at center, and at local level. So last time GHMC elections were held in 2020. So now it will be held in 2025. Last time Lok Sabha elections were held in 2019. Now it will be held in 24. Last time assembly elections were held in 2018. So now it is being held 2023 now, right? Yeah, these are the states. Okay, now tell me what is midterm election? Midterm election. Now, midterm election means, suppose the tenure of any government is 5 years. Suppose Narendra Modi lost the support of some members, right? Suppose what is the number that is required to form the government in parliament in election? In Lok Sabha, we have 543 seats. to form the government in India, you need to win at least 272. That is 50%. 50, actually 51% you can say. 50 plus 1. So 543 is 50 comes 272. So if Narendra Modi lost the support of some members, suppose now Narendra Modi has got roughly 320 member support in Lok Sabha. It's big, it's huge. It's more than what is required. What required number is 272. He is having some 50 members more. Suppose 100 members are not taking, not supporting, or they took back the support of Narendra Modi. So Modi government will fall down. Now the president of India will invite the leader who is having a large, who is next to Narendra Modi, right? Who is claiming that I have support. So if president is convinced, she will call that leader. If he is also not able to form the government and garner the support of 272 members, what will happen? President will dissolve parliament. And now elections will happen. That is called as midterm elections. Before term, in the middle of the term. For example, our next election will be held in 2024. And next election ideally should happen in 29. But in the middle, like say 2027, if government is falling, that election is called as midterm elections. And same can be said about states. If on 30th November, suppose any party or a leader is getting support, in Telangana how many seats are there? Assembly seats? 119. So to form the government, how many we need? How many members support we need? Just half, make it half. 119 total seats are there. What is the half of your 10th class students? 60 we need. To form the government, 60 we need. Suppose some person is getting 60 members support. After some time, he is losing the support and no party is able to get the support of 60 members. Then again elections will happen in Telangana before tenure. That is called as midterm election. Clear? So now what is by-election? What is by-election? By-election is if in any constituency, any winning candidate is resigning for various reasons or he is dying, right? And if that seat is falling vacant, on that particular seat elections will be conducted and that election is by-election. Understand? Just imagine Malakpet constituency is there. Who is the MLA of Malakpet constituency? Ahmed Balala. Suppose because of some reason he is resigning or he is being promoted, he is becoming MP or something, just imagine. Or anything, so that seat is vacant. He is resigning means that seat is vacant. So elections, no seat can be vacant for till more than 6 months. So before 6 months, elections will be held in that particular constituency. That is called as by-election. So this is how our election system works. If you have any questions, I will be happy to take that question. Or you are happy with our system? Happy? Not happy. So why you are not happy? What? Quickly. Okay. No suggestions. You are happy. I am not happy. But because I said they misuse the system. They misuse the system. The rules are good, but implementation is lacking. Just as I said, you cannot ask vote on the basis of religion, but they ask, all politics is revolving around religion. Narendra Modi is also doing and some local parties are also doing, right? So, like that, many other discrepancies are there, loopholes are there, that we should, like Indian constitution is the best. It's very good, but implementation is lacking. Similarly, our election system is also very good, but some problem is there in implementation that I need to correct. Like I want that to correct. So with that, we'll conclude this session, and very soon we'll come with another topic. So it was fun talking to you about election process. Thank you so much.